Fish health and diseases. This is our topic for this lecture, and we are group number 4. At this juncture, we will define what is disease and how it develops. Disease is defined as any abnormality in structure or in function displayed by those living organisms. So, paano nga ba nade-develop yung disease? Actually, there are several factors, no? It has been illustrated here and indicated here that farmed fish serves as a host, for example, can be either resistant or susceptible to a given disease. And those pathogens act as a disease-causing organisms, which were classified as either physical, chemical, or biological agents. So there are two major characteristics of infectious agents. Una, they are capable for direct transmission. Next, they have the ability to multiply in the host tissue. When it comes to their transmission, there are two modes, no? We have the vertical and horizontal transmission. When it comes to environment naman, those water bodies composed of water bodies like the tanks, ponds and cages, and pens actually kay dito nakukuha usually yung disease sa mga fishes. It has also a human factor. Stress can also trigger a disease development, no? When it comes to handling, overcrowding, malnutrition, or poor environmental conditions, which are stressful to those cultured fish. Disease diagnosis. So, what is diagnosis? Diagnosis means spotting a problem and knowing its cause. A good diagnosis is easier when fish are closely watched and the farmer tracks water conditions and care methods. So, mas napapadali yung or masasabi natin good yung diagnosis kapag nakikita talaga or namomonitor talaga palagi yung mga cultured fish. So, what are those signs of disease? Unang-una, mahinang kumain or eating less. Sick fish may change. First is ang color, nag-change ang color. Pangalawa is nag-act siya differently. So they might separate from the group. Pwede rin siya mag-swim near the surface or pwede rin siya magpahigad or magstay siya sa mga tank sites. So signs include flashing, rubbing on objects, sudden movements, spinning, or losing balance. Sores or body changes can appear inside or outside the fish. Diagnosis. In a diagnosis, a good history and observation helps before a post-mortem. So correct diagnosis guides treatment and future prevention. Surveillance and monitoring are well done by those farm staff when the disease is being started and check talaga ng mga farm staff, So they do regular monitoring to help spot harmful pathogens. Proceed tayo sa mga major viral diseases in fish. First, we have the epizootic ulcerative syndrome. This is a complicated disease caused by a combination of rhabdovirus, the bacterium, and the fungus. Yung bacterium dito sa rhabdovirus is the Aeromonas hydrophila, and yung fungus naman is Aphanomyces invadans. So the lesions are marked by severe ulcerative skin necrosis with widespread erosion or sloughing of the underlying musculature. How are we going to diagnose this? EUS or epizootic ulcerative syndrome. So makikita natin yung mga disease signs along with the isolation and identification of those associated virus, the Aeromonas hydrophila, and the fungus Aphanomyces species, which are confirmed through histopath or histopathology and electron microscopy. So dalawa lang yung diagnosis niya, the histopath and the electron microscopy. Next, we have the grass carp hemorrhagic disease. So, grass carp hemorrhagic disease is caused by aquareovirus. And yung mga clinical signs, masasabi natin grass carp siya kapag yung clinical signs is meron siyang makikita exophthalmia, hemorrhagic or pale gills, no? So, sabi niyan, pale siya, pale. Hemorrhagic fin, bases, or gill covers. So, alam naman natin kung anong pinagkaiba ng hemorrhagic, no? Sa pale. So, internally, hemorrhages occur in the musculature, oral cavity, intestinal tract, liver, spleen, and kidneys. So, while yung gills niya actually is, yung tatandaan natin dito sa clinical signs is either hemorrhagic or pale yung gills niya. No? So, sinasabi dito na yung hemorrhages talaga is makikita yan siya, tandaan natin, musculature, oral cavity, intestinal tract, liver, spleen, and kidneys. So, it is being stated here that naturally and experimentally infected fish manifest reduced erythrocytes. So, maliit yung RBC count niya, plasma protein, calcium, and urea nitrogen. While the serum potassium are elevated or tumataas. So, yung virus can be propagated in cells cultures. So, how are we going to diagnose this grass carp hemorrhagic disease? Reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction or the RT-PCR is the diagnosis and the electron microscope. So yun lang, dalawa. We have the RT-PCR and the electron microscope for the grass carp hemorrhagic disease. Let's proceed. We have the channel or the channel catfish virus. Catfish virus is caused by the pathogenic, the causative agent herpes virus Ictaluri. So the portal of entry of CCV from water is through the gills and the gut. So tandaan lang natin, yung portal of entry niya is yung gills tsaka yung gut. So ano yung mga clinical signs na makikita natin dito? We have the abdominal distension, exophthalmia, pale or hemorrhagic gills, petechial hemorrhage at the base of the fins and throughout the skin. Proceed to the diagnosis, how we're going to diagnose. So dito naman sa channel catfish virus is gumagamit ng electron microscope, serum neutralization tests, indirect fluorescent antibody technique, nested polymerase chain reaction or the PCR, and of course by a channel catfish virus probe. In prevention and control, mapaprevent natin ito through avoiding uh, handling the stressed fish. So, avoid lang natin yung contact sa isda na um, infected with this virus. And we should also maintain a good hygiene at all times. Use carrier-free broodstock when necessary. Or actually, necessary talaga siya, no? To use this kind of broodstock. Let's proceed. We have the viral nervous necrosis. The causative agent here is the betanoda virus. Okay, betanoda virus. So, paralytic syndrome, viral encephalopathy, and retinopathy, spinning grouper disease, and PC neuropathy, or fish encephalitis. So, these terminologies are other, no, or other terms, or pwede natin siyang, ito yung mga other terms ng viral nervous necrosis, specifically. So, affected larvae and juveniles show clinical signs such as lethargy, pale color or lapsi, loss of appetite, thinness, loss of equilibrium, and corkscrew swimming. Okay, so ito lang yung tandaan natin sa clinical signs. How are we going to diagnose the viral nervous necrosis? Number one, prehistopath and identification through electron microscope. We can also use the PCR, RT-PCR, ELISA, FAT, and by in situ hybridization assay. So ano naman yung mga affected na species ng fishes? So dito, it is being stated here that European sea bass is the most susceptible. Tilapia din. Zebrafish. I know we are familiar with the zebrafish and other marine and ornamental fish actually. So ito lang yung tandaan natin ng mga affected talaga, usually affected na mga species ng viral nervous necrosis. Spinning tilapia syndrome. So spinning tilapia syndrome actually is caused by an iridovirus. Tilapia fry and fingerlings swim in a spiral pattern. Ito yung tandaan natin, no? Yung spiral pattern. And sink to the bottom, then rise and hang at a 45-degree angle just under the water surface and gasping for air. So, yan yung characteristics na pinapakita ng tilapia. So, what are those clinical signs na ma-observe natin? We have the eye abnormalities, erratic swimming, and loss of balance. Yun lang. So, are we going to diagnose that? Of course, makikita natin yung mga clinical signs, no? And we can use the electron microscope, same with other other viral disease, electron microscope din dito. We can also do the isolation and the identification of the virus. Okay, so yun lang ang tandaan natin, no? Other viral disease also includes the lymphocytic disease. So it is caused also by, it is caused by iridovirus as well. Infected fish have clusters of pear-like nodules up to 5 millimeter in diameter that develop on the skin, gills, or fins, resulting from an enlargement of tissue cells. So, tandaan natin dito is yung pear-like nodules, no? Tsaka yung diameter niya, which is 5 millimeter. So, usually, nagadevelop na ito siya sa skin, sa gills, and sa fins. That's why nagkakaroon ng enlargement ng tissue cells. So, how are we going to diagnose that? Clinical signs, of course. Histopath, we can use the histopath, and the detection by the electron microscope. It's the same with the spinning tilapia, no? Electron microscope. Yes, it's electron microscope. Grouper iridovirus of Taiwan disease. So it is also caused by iridovirus, no? Diseased fish swim in circles and are anemic. Okay, pabilog yung paglangoy niya. And the spleen of affected fish has abnormal hypertrophied cells containing numerous icosahedral virions. How are we going to diagnose? Clinical signs, electron microscope detection. Sleepy grouper disease naman is caused by iridovirus. So itong mga na-mention ko kanina is caused, same lang sila ng causative agent, the iridovirus, no? So in sleepy grouper, it is affected fish exhibit extreme lethargy, low appetite, swim alone, hang at the water surface or remain at the bottom. So internal pathology consists of enlargement of the spleen. So sa sleepy grouper, ang tandaan lang natin dito is nagkakaroon siya ng enlargement ng spleen or minsan is may enlargement ng anterior kidney and heart inflammation. So yung virus was detected in the spleen specifically, the heart and the kidney. Ayan lang. Spleen, heart, and kidney. Major viral disease and teenage shrimp. Okay. White spot syndrome virus disease is caused by a baculovirus, and the typical signs of disease is the presence of distinct white cuticular spots most apparent at the exoskeleton and epidermis of diseased shrimp about 2 days after onset. So, ang makikita dito ng clinical signs are diagnostic for this disease. And the diagnosis na ginagamit dito is electron microscopy pa rin, PCR, DNA probe, Western blot, and infection bioassay are confirmatory diagnostic tests. So yan yung white spot syndrome virus. In monodont baculovirus disease is caused by a monodont type baculovirus. It is affected shrimps exhibit pale bluish gray to dark blue black coloration, sluggish and inactive swimming movements, loss of appetite, and retarded growth. The virus causes destruction of the hepatopancreas and lining of the digestive tract. So, how are we going to diagnose this? Of course, demonstration of occlusion bodies, histology, and the DNA probe, and we can also use the PCR. So, meron tayong mga stages of cytopathology dito, which ranges from 0 to 3. Yeah, it's 0 to 3. Okay, so in 0, cell infected by monodont type baculovirus, but cytopathic changes not yet apparent. Pag 1 naman, the viral replication is initiated already. Pag number 2, increased nuclear hypertrophy, proliferation of the virus, and development of eosinophilic occlusion bodies. Pag number 3 naman, one or more occlusion bodies and abundant virions are present. So, what is being illustrated here is the giant tiger prawn with MBV disease, slow to grow in the dark green. Ayan. Infectious hypodermal and hematopoietic virus. So, it is caused by a parvovirus. So, yung mga shrimp is meron din silang parvovirus, no? Shrimps show erratic swimming behavior and rising slowly to the water surface, hanging and rolling over until the ventral side is up. So, the virus infects cells of the ectodermal tissues and mesodermal tissues. Inclusion bodies are common early in acute infections. How are we going to diagnose this? Of course, histological demonstration of eosinophilic intranuclear inclusion bodies. Electron microscopy, we can also use this, the PCR, DNA probe, infection bioassay, and other diagnostics, or they are also another diagnostic tests. So this illustration shows the P monodon and antennal gland showing intranuclear inclusion bodies of infectious hypodermal and hematopoietic virus. Okay, so nakikita natin dito. Next, we have the yellowhead virus disease. It is also caused by a rhabdovirus. So infected shrimps show light yellowish, swollen cephalothorax, and the gills appear whitish, yellowish, or brown. So in diagnosing this disease, the signs of disease and phase contrast microscopy are being used. And you can also use the histopathological analysis, electron microscopy, Western blot, RT-PCR, and infection bioassay are those confirmatory diagnostic tests. Okay, proceed. Another parvovirus here as a causative agent is the pancreatic parvo-like virus. So affected shrimps develop loss of appetite and retarded growth. So what are those signs of disease and histological demonstration of single prominent basophilic H&E stain intranuclear occlusion body in the hypertrophied nucleus of the hepatopancreatic cell are diagnostic. So, yung diagnosis dito ay electron microscopy, DNA probe pa rin, CR, infection bioassay are confirmatory test. So, mapapansin natin dito na yung mga diagnostic test na ginagawa o pinaperform ay same-same lang din. So how are we going to prevent those viral infections? Una, there is no specific treatment for fish and shrimps. And we have also to avoid causing stress, no? And use of virus-free fry for stocking in ponds is necessary. So good husbandry practices and efficient technology is also important. Specific precautions of egg washing and ozone disinfected seawater, using fine screens for inland water and adherence to strict hygiene should always be performed. Stress test of shrimp post-larvae with 100 ppm formalin for 30 minutes with aeration and stocking only tolerant PLS. So the use of only dry commercial feeds and pasteurized fresh feed at 60 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes before use. Feeding with feeds containing 100 ppm phosphated ascorbic acid for 92 days were reported effective for viral infections. For the WSSB management, yung effective use nito is the immunostimulants na hinahalo sa feed surveillance no, for early signs of disease. And those stressful factors become essential components of farm hatchery management. We have also to consider that water change should be contemplated only at least 5 days after effluents from infected ponds in the area have been discharged. Let's proceed to major bacterial diseases in fish. Una, we have here the columnaris disease caused by a Phlavobacterium columnare. So yung temperature, yung stress, yung sodium, yung potassium, yung calcium, and magnesium ay nag-i-enhance ng infectivity ng microorganism. So species affected dito kay ang ayu, tilapia, carp, shellfish, goldfish, and the rohu. So kikita din natin dito yung white spot on the head, gills, fins or body surrounded by a zone with a distinct reddish tint. Diagnosis here in the columnaris disease are the skin signs. So may makikita tayo ng mga signs sa kanilang balat. Wet mouth preparations reveal a slow gliding movement of bacteria. So may gumagalaw-galaw. Microscopic examination also is done. And solid media and IFAT. In controlling this disease, we have to do the vaccination, the low water temperature, and the addition of competitive bacteria, no, we can prevent this. And the copper sulfate dip, oxalinic and acid dip, and sulfamerazine and oxytetracycline are also part of the prevention and control. Next bacterial disease is the Edwardsella septicemia or Edwardscellosis. So, dito nanggaling yung pangalan ng disease. sa causative agent niya, which is the Edwardshella tarda. So, it is from the intestinal contents of the carrier animals. So, ano yung mga species affected? We have the tilapia, the channel fish or channel catfish, the muley, and the carp. So, it is small actually and the 3 to 5 millimeter cutaneous or skin lesions, no? So, ito yung meron siyang mga skin lesions daw. Dorsolaterally, may abscess then and obvious convex swollen areas are also observed. So, in skin, since affected yung skin, um, there is a loss of pigmentation. There is also foul-smelling gas when incised or kapag slice mo siya or kapag hiwa siya. So in diagnosis or diagnosing this, we are using BHIA and the TSA. So it is being illustrated here in the picture, no? Ma-observe natin. And in preventing this and controlling this, we have to improve water quality, reduce stocking density, and we can also use the antibiotic, the oxytetracycline. The Pseudomonas septicemia or the red spot disease is caused by a Pseudomonas fluorescens, the Pseudomonas anguilliseptica, and the Pseudomonas chlororaphis. So species affected here are the milkfish, goldfish, and the tilapia. So small hemorrhages in the skin around the mouth and opercula and along the ventral or abdominal surfaces are being observed. So when we are diagnosing this, we can use the BHIA, the TSA, the NA, the GSP, agar as well. So the transfer in a tank and raise temperature to 26 to 27 degrees Celsius, we have to maintain it for about 2 weeks. No? So yan lang yung tandaan natin sa Pseudomonas septicemia or the red spot disease. Let's proceed to the motile aeromonad septicemia. In motile aeromonad septicemia, Aeromonas hydrophila, Aeromonas caviae, and Aeromonas sobria. Ang species affected naman dito are the tilapia, milkfish pa rin, goldfish pa rin, catfish, the snakehead, the goby, the climbing perch, the gourami, and the muley. What are those clinical signs? Darkening in color, makikita natin. There is also abdominal enlargement to an extensive superficial reddening of a large area of the body. Okay? So, paano natin na-diagnose? We can use the squash preparation, BHIA, TSA, and the NA. And in prevention, we have to avoid overcrowding as well since it is a motile aeromonad septicemia. So, it's really important. Vibriosis. So yung vibriosis, it is caused by a causative agent, Vibrio alginolyticus, the Vibrio anguillarum, and the Vibrio vulnificus. So ano naman dito yung mga species na apektado? We have the grouper, the rabbitfish, milkfish, the sea bass, and the sea bream. So yung clinical signs dito naman na makikita sa vibriosis kay anorexia or loss of appetite, with darkening of the whole fish or at the dorsum or back. When it comes to diagnosing vibriosis, we can use the BHIA pa rin, the NA, TSA pa rin, with 1 to 2% sodium chloride and PCBS. And mapaprevent natin, makakontrol natin yung vibriosis by the use of the antibiotic oxytetracycline or nitrofurazone. Mycobacteriosis or the Piscine or the piscine tuberculosis, Mycobacterium marinum, Mycobacterium fortuitum, and Mycobacterium chelonei are the causative agents. So, yung species affected dito kay ang Chamis fighting fish or the Betta splendens. So, yung gross signs na makikita dito kay listlessness, walang ganang kumain, may emaciation, may exophthalmia, may skin discoloration, and external lesions. Yung effect naman nito sa host kay nagko-cause siya ng chronic progressive disease, no? So yan lang talaga, chronic progressive disease. And in diagnosing, we can use the primary isolation using the Ogawa and Lowenstein-Jensen media. So yan yung mycobacteriosis, no? So in preventing this type of tuberculosis, we should do desanitation and disinfection. Actually, it's a must, no? Destruction of carrier fish also. Avoid feeding fish with contaminated fish products din. And applying chloramine B or T at 10 mg per 1 or mg per 1 for 24 hours. Bacterial fouling surfaces is a filamentous bacterial disease. So in another type of bacterial disease, no, caused by a Leukotrichs species, Thiotrix species, and the Flexibacter species, Cytomyga species, and the Flavobacterium species. So ang affected naman dito kay Penaeus monodon, Penaeus merguensis, and Penaeus indicus. So ang clinical signs na nakikita dito ay merong fine, colorless, red-like growth on the body surface, and gills. Effect on host interferes with hatching and respiration, slower growth rates, retarded development, and death. When diagnosing this, we have the direct microscopic examination to do, and preventing this should have a good water quality. Apply Sutrin Plus 0.15 ppm copper in 24-hour flow through treatments, and applying 0.5 ppm copper in 4 to 6 hours static treatments for PL2 and older. Okay, proceed. Another bacterial disease is the circular or subcuticular localized infections. Vibrio, Aeromonas, Pseudomonas group are the causative agent for this bacterial disease. So, yung affected species naman dito kay Penaeus monodon, Penaeus merguensis, and Penaeus indicus pa rin. So, yung clinical signs, makikita natin dito are black, single or multiple eroded areas, affected appendages with cigarette butt-like appearance din. Effects. Ano kaya yung mga effects nito, no? We have the progressive destruction of cuticles. Okay. When it comes to diagnosing this, we can do bacteriological and serological examination. Prevention and control here is, of course, good water quality, organic load water at low levels, and avoiding the overcrowd, avoid injuries, and proper nutritional diet. Okay, ito yung example, no, ng fish, no, na Manchanayaki, Tilusha, et al. Okay, according to Manchanayaki, Tilusha, the author. Ayan. Luminous bacterial disease. So Vibrio harvey and Vibrio splendidus are the causative agents, no? And the species affected here are the Penaeus monodon, Merguensis, and Indicus pa rin. So yung gross signs dito kay weak and opaque light, greenish glow in total darkness. So yung effect naman nito sa host are severe inflammation around hepatopancreatic tubules of the enter organ. Diagnosis: bacteriological, histological, and serological methods. In preventing this, we have to do in disinfection, in infiltration vaccination, antibiotics, proper water management as well. Non-luminous bacterial disease includes the Vibrio, Parahemolyticus, Alginolyticus, Anguillarum, Vulnificus, Damsella, Fluvialis, and Penicida. So yung species affected dito ay Penaeus monodon, Vanami, and Japonicus. Yung gross signs naman dito is disoriented swimming, loss of appetite, stress, anorexia, expansion of chromatophores, malarilization, and necrosis. So yung effects nito kay nearly 100% mortality, so napakadelikado, no? When diagnosing this, we can also use the bacteriological, histological, and serological examination. And prevention here is, of course, good water quality pa din and avoiding the overcrowding. So ito yung makikita natin dito, hepatopancreas of Penaeus monodon infected with Vibrio parahemolyticus. Ayan. In figure 3.15, we can also see here the Penaeus monodon with melanized cuticular lesion on the body surface due to bacterial infection, and whitening of the necrotic muscle in the sixth abdominal segment can also be observed. Next. Okay. So, yun na. Thank you so much. So, ito na yung end ng aming report. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you.